Have you ever caught your reflection and thought, wait, when did that line show up? It's not vanity, it's honesty. Inside, you feel alive, sharp, funny, fierce. But your reflection? She tells a different story, one you didn't give permission to be written. As a physician who has spent over 3 decades studying the biology of aging and listening to women like you, I can tell you this. Aging isn't the problem. Disconnection is. Disconnection from the face we see in the mirror, from the energy we once felt in our skin, from the habits that once came easily and now feel impossible. Here's the truth most people won't say. Looking youthful isn't about chasing 25. It's about supporting your skin, your posture, your presence, so they match the wisdom and warmth you've earned. And you don't need injections or overpriced creams to do that. In this guide, I'll walk you through 8 science-backed beauty habits that I've recommended to hundreds of women over 40, strategies that enhance, not erase, who you are. Stick with me. These aren't just beauty tips. They're a way to reconnect to your radiance, your reflection, and the part of you that still shines bright. 1. Hydration. Years ago, a woman named Linda walked into my clinic, her eyes tired, her skin dry, and her voice quiet. "I'm doing everything right," she told me, "but I still look drained." Linda was 61, a retired teacher, and fiercely disciplined. She exercised daily, followed a balanced diet, and took expensive supplements. But her skin lacked elasticity. Her joints ached. Her energy dipped by mid-afternoon. We ran labs. Everything was borderline normal. Then one detail caught my attention. Her hydration markers were low. Despite drinking what she thought was enough, her cells were thirsty. This is a common story, especially for women over 40. As we age, our body's ability to sense thirst declines. What feels like normal hydration is often suboptimal. And when your cells are dehydrated, the first signs show on your skin. Fine lines deepen, tone fades, and that healthy plumpness, the hallmark of youth, disappears. Think of a grape. Juicy, smooth, firm. Now think of a raisin. Same fruit, just missing water. Biologically, hydration is more than just surface-level moisture. Water transports nutrients, clears toxins, supports collagen production, and cushions joints. Without it, everything slows down from cellular repair to your skin's glow. So how much is enough? For most adults, at least 64 ounces a day is a good starting point. But it's not just about chugging water. In fact, our kidneys handle hydration best when water intake is gradual, a steady stream, not tidal waves. Some of my favorite tricks? Infuse water with lemon, mint, or berries. Flavor makes consistency easier. Herbal teas count too, especially non-caffeinated options like chamomile, hibiscus, or rooibos. And don't overlook your plate. Hydrating foods like watermelon, cucumbers, spinach, and citrus offer dual benefits. They nourish and hydrate simultaneously. I once had a patient who hated drinking water, but by adding a morning smoothie with kale, oranges, and frozen berries, her skin transformed within weeks. Finally, if you drink coffee or alcohol, both diuretics, make sure to offset with additional water. A good rule of thumb: match every dehydrating beverage with at least 1 glass of water. What I told Linda that day still applies. You don't need to buy beauty. You need to feed it. And nothing nourishes more fundamentally than water. Within a month, she was glowing not because of some new serum, but because her body was finally being heard. 2. Facial massage. There's a quiet kind of power in touch, not medical, but intentional. The kind of touch you offer your own skin after a long day. I remember Carol, a 67-year-old retired pianist, who sat in my office and said, "I don't touch my face anymore. It doesn't feel like mine." That moment stayed with me. Not because her skin needed help, but because she needed reconnection. Interfacial massage. Often seen as a beauty indulgence, it's actually grounded in strong biological principles. As we age, our skin's circulation slows, collagen levels dip, and the lymphatic system, the body's waste removal system, becomes less efficient. This can leave the face looking tired, puffy, and dull. Facial massage addresses all of this. Gentle upward strokes stimulate lymphatic flow, increase blood circulation, and encourage the skin's natural detox and renewal. It's a physical boost and an emotional reset. Use a nourishing oil like rosehip or jojoba, start with clean hands, and move gently. Forehead. Glide outward from center to temples. Under eyes, tap with ring fingers. Cheeks. Massage in soft upward circles. Jawline. Stroke from chin to ears. Neck. Always lift, never drag downward. Carol made this a nightly ritual, with soft music in the background. After a few weeks, her face looked more lifted, but more importantly, she felt at home again. Facial massage won't freeze a wrinkle like Botox or resurface skin like a laser, but it does something just as valuable. It brings your skin back to life with your own hands. And sometimes, that's exactly what we've been missing. 3. Cream versus powder makeup. For decades, powder makeup was the go-to solution. It controlled shine, set foundation, and gave the illusion of a matte, flawless finish. But what worked at 25 rarely works at 55. Here's why. As we age, our skin naturally loses moisture and elasticity. The dermal layer thins, collagen declines, and fine lines become more visible. Powders, though seemingly harmless, tend to settle into these lines, emphasizing every crease and dry patch. It's not just about coverage, it's about texture. And powder emphasizes the wrong kind. I remember one of my patients, Miriam, 62, who came to me after updating her skincare but feeling frustrated with her makeup. "I'm doing everything right," she said, "but my face still looks flat and tired." The culprit? A full face of matte powder. We switched her to cream-based products, and the transformation was instant. Cream blushes, cream foundations, and hydrating highlighters melt into the skin, rather than sitting on top of it. They move with your facial expressions instead of cracking apart. They reflect light softly, creating a glow that powders can't match. For a fresh, youthful look, try a tinted moisturizer or dewy foundation instead of full-coverage matte formulas. Swap powder blush for a creamy peach or rose tone. Add a dab of liquid highlighter to cheekbones and brow bones for lift. Always moisturize before applying makeup. Hydration is your base layer of beauty. Makeup should complement mature skin, not compete with it. When you choose products that work with your skin's changes, not against them, you'll see the difference not only in the mirror, but in how you feel wearing it. 4. Brow and eye frame. One of the most overlooked and most powerful youth-enhancing areas of the face isn't your skin. It's your eyebrows. Eyebrows frame the eyes, define facial proportions, and silently shape how others perceive you. In my medical practice, I've seen patients invest thousands in skin treatments, only to overlook the simple adjustments that a well-shaped brow can offer. As we age, brows tend to thin, fade, and even droop, subtly altering the symmetry and energy of the face. From a psychological standpoint, symmetry is deeply tied to how our brains interpret youth and vitality. A lifted, full brow communicates alertness and health, even without a drop of makeup. Take Diane, a 58-year-old client of mine. She complained that her face looked tired even when she felt great. After analyzing her features, we didn't touch her skin, we just adjusted her brow shape. We chose a brow pencil one shade lighter than her natural hair color. Using light, hair-like strokes, we filled in sparse areas, lifted the arch ever so slightly, and applied a touch of highlighter beneath the brow bone. The difference was immediate. Her eyes looked bigger, brighter, her entire face looked awake. Here are my top brow tips for mature faces. Use soft pencils or powders, never black, harsh brows age the face. Feather your strokes, don't draw a solid line. Lift the arch slightly, but avoid overarching, it looks unnatural. Set with a tinted brow gel to hold shape and subtly add volume. Highlight just under the arch to lift the eye area instantly. Your brows don't need to be bold, they just need to be intentional. Think of them as your face's frame, understated, supportive, and quietly transformative. 5. Hair rejuvenation. Hair isn't just a style statement, it's a signal of health, vitality, and even identity. Yet, as we age, hair can thin, lose its pigment, or grow dull and flat. And while this is completely natural, it often feels like an unwelcome betrayal. The science? It starts at the dermal papilla, a cluster of cells at the base of each hair follicle. These cells control growth, thickness, and pigment. With age, they become less active, slowing hair production and shortening the growth cycle. That's why our strands get finer and grayer over time. But here's the good news. While we can't stop the aging process, we can support it with both biology and smart styling. Let me share the story of Teresa, 64, a retired nurse from New Mexico. Her hair had thinned so much, she started wearing hats daily. "I just didn't feel like me anymore," she said. Together, we crafted a simple plan. She started using biotin-boosted shampoos and scalp massage to stimulate circulation. We added soft caramel lowlights to brighten her complexion without harsh contrast. And most importantly, we gave her a layered cut with movement, not weight. She ditched the hats. She smiled more. She felt seen again. If you're embracing silver strands, keep them vibrant with a weekly purple shampoo to neutralize yellowing. If you're coloring, avoid flat black tones. Opt for dimensional highlights like honey or chestnut to soften facial features. Volume is key. Try a root-lifting mousse, blow-dry upside down, or simply change your part to refresh your look instantly. Healthy hair, like healthy skin, isn't about perfection, it's about presence. Your hair tells a story. Make sure it's one that still reflects you. 6. Smile and lip care. A genuine smile lights up the entire face. But with time, the features that frame it, our teeth and lips, can fade, crack, or shift, quietly aging us in ways we don't always notice. Let's start with the science. Tooth enamel, the hardest substance in the body, wears down gradually. It thins with age, exposing the yellowish dentin beneath and making teeth appear dull or discolored. Years of coffee, red wine, or acidic foods only accelerate this process. Meanwhile, natural collagen loss causes lips to deflate, lose definition, and form vertical lines around the mouth. But here's the upside. These are some of the easiest features to refresh without a single syringe. First, brighten your teeth gently. Skip harsh whiteners that strip enamel. I often recommend a mild at-home mix of baking soda and hydrogen peroxide once weekly. Add a fluoride rinse to strengthen what's left of your enamel. Next, revive the lips. I always suggest my patients layer, moisturize, line, and gloss. Start with a hydrating lip balm morning and night. Use a nude lip liner, slightly outside your natural border, subtly, not dramatically. Choose creamy lipstick formulas in tones like rose, peach, or berry, never matte. Top with a touch of gloss at the center to create the illusion of fullness. Before bed, a dab of hyaluronic acid serum around the lips can soften fine lines and restore elasticity over time. Take it from my patient Denise, 59. After following this routine for 3 weeks, her smile looked brighter, but more importantly, she smiled more. And that, in the end, is what makes us look youthful, the confidence to show joy freely. Your smile isn't just cosmetic. It's your signature. Let it shine again. 7. Posture is anti-aging. When we think of aging, we often focus on wrinkles and gray hair. But one of the most overlooked signs? Posture. Poor posture doesn't just make us look older, it makes us feel older. As we age, the spine compresses, the core weakens, and our shoulders round forward, often from years spent working at desks or caring for others. This tech neck effect shortens the front body, collapses the chest, and silently chips away at confidence. And here's what most people don't realize. Posture isn't just about how you stand, it's about how you breathe. Slouched shoulders and a collapsed chest limit lung expansion. When you can't breathe deeply, you reduce oxygen flow to your brain and skin, impairing clarity, energy, and even cellular repair. Good posture allows for full diaphragmatic breathing, which improves blood circulation and reduces stress hormones that accelerate aging. My patient Robertina, 72, used to walk with a slight stoop. After 6 weeks of simple posture and breath work, not only did she look more upright, she said she felt 10 years younger. Her energy came back. So did her smile. Try these posture resets. Visualize a string lifting you from the crown of your head. Roll your shoulders back and down. Open the chest. Strengthen your core muscles with gentle yoga or standing up exercises. Breathe into your belly, not your chest. When you carry yourself tall, your presence shifts. You appear more awake, confident, and graceful, without a drop of makeup or a dollar spent. The body remembers how to stand tall. Sometimes, it just needs to be reminded. 8. Skin glow from within. When someone walks into a room and their skin just glows, it's never just about good makeup. That kind of radiance comes from within, from healthy cells doing their job well. As we age, the skin's cellular turnover rate slows, meaning dead skin cells linger longer on the surface. The result? Dullness, uneven texture, and that tired look, even when we're eating right or using the best products. The foundation of rejuvenation isn't a miracle serum, it's sleep. During deep sleep, your skin goes into repair mode. Collagen production increases. Damaged cells are replaced. Inadequate sleep, on the other hand, spikes cortisol levels, leading to inflammation and accelerated aging. I often tell patients, your pillow is a better beauty tool than any high-end cream, if you use it right. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Switch to a silk pillowcase to reduce friction and help skin retain moisture. Try sleeping slightly elevated to reduce puffiness. In the skincare department, look for ingredients that mimic what your body used to produce in abundance. Hyaluronic acid for hydration, retinoids to boost cell turnover, peptides and niacinamide for barrier support and elasticity. And exfoliate gently, 1 to 2 times a week, with enzyme-based or mild acid products to lift away dead cells and make way for the glow underneath. My patient Renee, 60, shifted from scrubbing to nourishing, and her comment stuck with me. I stopped fighting my skin. I started feeding it. And it finally responded. Your skin wants to shine. It just needs the right rhythm, rest, and respect. If there's one truth I've learned after decades in medicine, it's this. Aging is not a flaw. It's a privilege. Too often, the conversation around beauty after 40 feels like damage control. But what if we change the narrative? What if, instead of chasing youth, we pursued vitality? What if our goal wasn't to erase the years, but to honor them while staying energized, radiant, and connected to ourselves? The 8 strategies I've shared, hydration, facial massage, cream-based makeup, brow shaping, hair rejuvenation, lip and smile care, posture, and cellular skincare, aren't just cosmetic. They're daily affirmations, quiet ways of saying, I'm still here, and I still matter. I think of my patient Marjorie, 70, who told me once after a checkup, I finally feel like I'm treating myself with the kind of care I gave everyone else for years. That's the real win. Not a wrinkle-free forehead, but a life that's fully lived and a body you still feel proud to show up in. Longevity isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. That means listening to your body, respecting its shifts, and giving it what it truly needs, not what's trending. If you've made it this far, you're not just interested in beauty, you're ready to reclaim it on your terms. So start today. Pick one habit, one shift, and let that be your invitation to reconnect with your skin, your smile, your posture, and above all, yourself. You haven't lost your glow. You've just been too busy to notice it's still there.